I have a pile of silver and gold rings here, and I'm going to sweep every single one of these rings over the Deus 2 coil, and I'm going to show you rings on their edge, or even coins on their edge, or some jewelry on their edge. When you rotate on that jewelry or that coin, it's going to change numbers and it's going to change tones if you're in multi-tones. Every detector does the same thing, right? All high-end detectors. Doesn't matter what frequency, doesn't matter what program you're in. These rings, when they're on their edge, they're going to be iffy tones. I have probably close to 800 live dig rings on my channel, and many of them are gold and silver. And it's the same. It doesn't matter how big of a coil or small of a coil you have. So, and I'm going to also take these two pendants here, a gold pendant, heart pendant, and a silver pendant, low conductor and higher conductor, and put them close to each other. And I'm just going to change frequencies and see how the detector responds to each one of those targets when I go from low frequency to the mid frequency to the high frequency. See what happens, and I'm gonna elevate the coil a little bit there. So we'll just turn on the Deus 2 here. Take the iffy targets, man. I find a lot of rings that are iffy tones and jewelry, right? And all these are gold and silver. Look at this ring here, man. Just freaking stunning. God, I just cannot, whenever I pick this up, I just cannot stop looking at it. Just stunning. 81 diamonds in it. It's crazy. Jim found that in a playground. Handcrafted. I'll just do the hot program here, right? So you guys can get the tones. Get a good, get some good tones down here. Make sure, turn up my volume here. Okay. There's a gold ring that I just found the other day with this machine here. Listen to it. On its edge. Now I'll rotate 90 degrees. That's a pretty big ring there. Here's a silver ring right here. I'm just rotating on it, right? And if you really want to look at it, we can look at the numbers too when I'm doing this. 89, 88, 99. Silver ring. There's a small, very small 925 ring there. Silver. Didn't change much. That small ring did not change much. But it's a higher conductor, very small, tiny thing. Here's another small silver ring here. Listen to it. All I'm doing is just rotating at 90 degrees, right? There's a signet ring here. Signet ring. What a beautiful, stunning ring here. Beautiful. This is my first ring I found with the MX Sport. The first gold ring I found with MX Sport here. Listen to it. Really junky tone there, right? Crazy, crazy ring. There's another silver ring right here. Listen to it. I'm only rotating 9 degrees. Okay. Gold ring. Gold ring. Didn't change much. Here's that beautiful, stunning ring here. Listen to it. Like I said, all these rings are going to be banging tones when you rotate on when they're laying flat. Right. They're going to give you the same tone when they're flat, rotating. But once you start rotating it, they're going to sound junky. Dig those iffy tones up. I'm telling you. Silver ring. big honking ring I just found the other day. That's why this ring sounded iffy. This is a honking ring. I just found this a few days ago with this machine. And all these rings I found within 4 inches deep. Pretty much all these rings I found within 4 inches deep. Here's some silver. Silver. You guys getting the drift here? Here's a platinum ring right here. Platinum ring. Struggling on that one. Here's an odd shaped ring here. Gold ring. When they're on their edge, man, they are going to be iffy tones. That's one guarantee that I can give you. The tones are going to be iffy and the numbers are going to be jumpy when you rotate on those on edge rings here. Here's a small ring. Gold. That one didn't change very much. Seems like the small rings don't change much when you rotate on them. Small ring here. This one's 14 karat. I don't know why it reads up so high. It says 14 karat on it. 50. Silver ring right here. Okay, I'm getting bored with that. I'll show you. Leave those other gold rings and silver rings down there. So, I'm just gonna go to a simpler, I'll just go to the mono program here. Default mono program, factory mono program here. Listen to this right here. The gold, big numbers here, so you guys can see it. See it in action here. See what these frequencies are doing. $27, $29. $83, $84. This is at 17 kilohertz. Usually it comes stock. It comes default at 17 kilohertz range. It doesn't mean that when it turns on, it's going to be in 17 kilohertz. It could be right around 17 kilohertz. It does a frequency scan when you turn it on. But what I'll do is I'll just go to 4.4 kilohertz. Watch. That's the gold. That's the silver. It's not hitting that gold. I'm about 2 inches above those targets there, above the targets. So look at the number here. 82. It's not even reading. It's not even registering anything low conductive right there. Only reading the higher conductive target, which is that silver pendant. Now I'll go over to the mid frequencies, 17 kilohertz. I'm getting zeros, right? Getting zeros, all zeros, right? I'm getting two tones though. I'm getting a low tone and a high tone, right? You hear that? But I'm not getting any numbers. So it is hitting both those targets pretty good there. Now I'll just go up to 40 kilohertz frequency. Now watch. 26. It's not even registering that higher conductor right there. I'm over it. It's kind of hitting on it a little bit, but the gold, you can tell it's hitting the gold, right? I'm right over the gold and it's hitting it. I'm over the silver, it's not hitting very good. If I swing over both of them right here, it's only hitting the gold. Right? Frequency has a lot to do with it, but also too, your soil has to permit those. It has to permit those frequencies. If you use a really high frequency, sometimes you get into trouble with wet soil. When you use lower frequencies, you get into trouble with mineralized soil. So I have the best of both worlds, right? For most of the year, I have wet, hot soil, right? Wet, mineralized ground. So I'm using the higher frequencies. The higher frequencies really will separate very well there. I'll show you what happens when I put a little bit of iron, just a hairpin, right? An iron hairpin in between those targets there. Watch. Turn it back on here. So see how it's doing really good on the silver in the lower frequencies, and was doing really good on the gold in the higher frequencies. Go to the same program here. Go to the higher frequency here. It's the same program here. A little bit of iron right there. Still doing good there. I would say it's doing pretty good on the gold. Right? It's still hitting the gold. Not very well though. Now I'll go down the lower frequencies. Nothing. Nothing. Not even a squeak. Right. I'll even get right up next to it. Right up and on it. Right. See that? 4 kilohertz. Not getting through the iron, man. Watch. I'll go to 40 kilohertz. Listen to it. Getting both those targets now. The higher frequencies is really going to get through the iron a lot better. This is with pretty much all detectors. This isn't only the Deus 2 that does this. You take any high-end detector and it'll perform exactly the same as that right there. I can tune it in and dial it in and get it to perform differently on that test right there. If I put it in multi-frequency, multi-frequency really gets unstable when you get it around hot soil and a lot of iron. Yeah, it'll do better in multi-frequency. This machine will do better in multi-frequency, but there's not really a program that's going to do really good on that target there. I would have to tune it in to this specific target. But I'm not tuning my detector. I'm not pushing buttons every target that I get over. I'm not tuning my detector to find that target. I find that target with the settings that I have, and I just want to pinpoint that target. That's the whole thing. And pretty much when you're in iron, you just pretty much want to get all the non-ferrous out, right? That's the only thing you can do. Just set up your detector to get all the non-ferrous targets out. You know, I'm not necessarily, usually I'm not hunting for gold in iron, right? I'm hunting for coins or higher conductor or mid conductors in iron. Those lower conductor targets can be very, very difficult to find in iron. You really have to be looking for those lower conductors when you're in iron if you want to find them. There we go. Hope you guys learned a little bit about rings on their edge, man. Rings on their edge are going to be iffy tones every single time, no matter what detector you have. Maybe if you're running a single tone, your tones will be, or two-tone, your tones are going to be pretty consistent, but it matters what your discrimination's at, and you know, matters what frequency you're at too. A little bit frequency you're at. If it's a gold ring, you want to be in the higher frequencies. And if it's a silver ring, you want to be in the lower frequencies, but a lot of times your soil just doesn't permit it. Well, thank you for watching.